Fantastic. We are live.
You're live.
I'm live.
Mm-hmm.
Get your Boston shirt on tonight, I see.
I do. Hockey.
Hockey's back. Hockey's back.
Hockey's awesome.
Woo! Welcome to Prayer and Share.
I'm going to do our invitations really quick.
Yes, do your invitations. Absolutely. Welcome to Prayer and Share. Campbell County Christians own Wednesday. Usually Wednesday, but tonight, of course, is Tuesday. Midweek break. We like to read from the scripture, pray and share, right? And we also talk about just about anything Christian. Music, movies, books.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen very much books movies or music or whatever this week. I've been too busy. Although it's only Tuesday, so.
It's only Tuesday. It can be. So, I'm Andrew Van Kuren, Pastor Andrew Van Kuren. Beautiful wife, Sheila, joins me. She's the star of the show, actually. So, where's that Maggie?
Maggie's the star
Maggie's
of the show.
the star of the show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie is our golden retriever that you may see photobombing back here, jumps up on the couch. She's usually pretty playful, especially when the cameras are on. So
she got a bone right now for the next 5 minutes.
Well, good.
You're a good girl. It's okay. Stop talking about her.
Obviously off camera.
You're going to have her coming over here.
Oh, that's what she does.
Yes.
Okay. Ignore the dog. So welcome. I hope everybody is doing well. Tonight's subject is going to be rumors.
That's a good one.
Juicy rumors.
I like it.
Good juicy rumors. Not the Fleetwood Mac album. That was actually one of the better albums.
That is a good album. You're right.
Digging myself. But so we'll be have an interesting story here that I want to share with you about rumors. So Lauren Daigle, of course.
I'm very sad.
62nd week, number one.
Yes, so I have my Lauren Daigle tickets. As you know, I was so excited about my Lauren Daigle tickets, only to find out that we have a conflict that cannot be changed. So if you're within driving distance to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I have your Lauren Daigle tickets. Message me here.
Yes, please message us. And
they're for sale for the exact price I paid. I'm not making any money, but I'm so sad.
YouTube police, Facebook police, please.
I'm so sad to not be able to go.
Yeah, we have a graduation or something like that, or some function
graduation
for our niece.
Something important.
So
not that Lauren Daigle's not important.
So excited we bought the tickets before checking the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
we often do that.
Maybe we'll get lucky and we can go on the latter part of the tour, someplace warm where she's going to be.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
I like that idea.
Yeah, we'll see. Idea. All of the concerts have been sold out, though.
Oh, yeah. So, past 70 shows, they said.
Even the tickets that we got, remember, we were buying them, and then, we wanted these other 2 seats, and they were gone.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Going like hotcakes.
Ridiculous.
So, yes, please message us. It's May 16th.
Mm-hmm.
May 16th, Sioux Falls date. So, have you heard of the Planet Shakers?
I've not.
I saw the highlight today, and they released a new album with 15 tracks on it, September 6th.
Are they kind of like Irish or something like that?
I don't know. I got to check them out, but they have had 16 million streams of their album.
Really?
To date, yeah.
That's crazy.
As of last Friday, yeah.
Hi, Maggie.
So, we're checking out, right?
We'll tree your bone. Yeah. That is crazy.
And then
we'll definitely check it out.
It's kind of an interesting story I saw where for King and Country, they were making their way to Nashville because they're on their second leg of their world tour in the U.S., first week in the U.S. tour. And their bus broke down, and so they got a U-Haul, and they loaded all the equipment on this U-Haul, and they made it to Nashville, which is their hometown.
Right.
And so they made it in time to set up and put on a fabulous show, of course. So,
I think their bus broke down last year too. Maybe I remember them doing like a GoFundMe.
Sure.
For their bus.
Yeah. We've been part of that
terrible.
Before.
Yeah.
Given the cause.
I'm multitasking here. My arm's over here because I'm petting
Oh,
I'm petting. In case you're wondering, like, what the heck is she doing with her arm? Petting the dog.
dog needs attention right now. Also, what I wanted to talk about too is Christian music app for your smartphone.
Oh.
I don't know if maybe you all already know about this. Maybe you don't.
Maybe you're late to the party.
I'm late to the party. I think I've talked about this before, but I downloaded Blast FM, BLAST.FM. And the reason why I like this app is they have like the alternative rock, hard rock on the Blast. Then they have another station. It is the Blender.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like K-Love for lack of a Christian pop. And then they have Implosion, which is like metal, hard metal stuff. And then they have the Blasto Zone, and that is like classic Christian rock.
No kidding.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
crazy.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
That is awesome.
So, I get tired of listening to one, I can change it, and it's all on one app. And so it's just pretty cool. You can see bring up the words and lyrics and stuff like that. So
you probably want to be on a Wi-Fi, right? Maybe not use all your data.
Oh yeah, be on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, note to self.
Eat up your data.
Right, but if you're at home, it's like I listen to Caleb in the background on my smart TV, or on my laptop, whatever. Right, yeah. But if you don't want to do that and you're on the Wi-Fi, then you're not going to use all your data.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make a difference in your day.
It does.
It does.
Some positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Music, upkeep. Put the hard stuff on.
Something different than mainstream news and all that's wrong in the world. So depressing.
Crap.
Yeah. So check that out. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Anything else you want to talk about? Books, movies? See anything that piqued your interest this week? Mostly been working and doing.
I've mostly been working in this class that I'm taking. So between that and life, I haven't even really had time to write in my book, which I need to do. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to get that finished soon. But it's kind of like a good movie, right? Or a good snack. Once you get going, can't stop.
Can't stop. You gotta keep going.
That's kind of how it is with my book. So I need like a block of time because it's not the kind of thing where I can get going and then I have to stop or talk or multitask. It doesn't happen with my book. But I'd like to finish it this fall, so that I can get it out by the first of the year. That would be a good goal.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, lofty goal.
See what you come up with.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's, it's 10 after 7, so let's start out with some prayer.
Okay.
Dear Lord, thank you once again. We always praise you, for you are a good God. We thank thee that we can come virtually together in this format and share your word and share our thoughts, dear Lord. May it draw us closer together to you. Also, unite the bonds of unity within the Christian faith, dear Lord. We pray this in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Does she need to go to her room?
No, just playing.
Just playing? Okay.
She's playing.
So tonight we're going to be reading from Nehemiah chapter 6, verses 8 through 9. That's Nehemiah chapter 6, verses 8 through 9. As that book that's squeezed before Job and after Ezra.
I think it's probably overlooked, yeah?
Yeah, I feel as though it is.
I didn't really hear anything about this book.
Well, my Old Testament studies, was...
did a lot of Old
college.
Testament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get drilled on it.
Right.
So, I selected this. Like I said, tonight we're going to be talking about rumors. And I want to preface this because I'm going to say wall, okay? And don't y'all freak out on me and get all these messages about Trump and this and that, and I'm trying to make it, part of what Trump. But
this is not a political show.
Okay.
That's the cursor.
For the most part, we pray for all of our authorities. But what it is that in the year, I got to put this in context before I read the verse, so to help you understand.
All right.
In the year 445 BC, The king of Persia directed Nehemiah, who was one of his trusted advisors, also Jewish, directed him to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Basically, rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, and he can rebuild Jerusalem inside those walls.
Okay. God bless you.
So in doing so, just him showing up in Jerusalem, right, was a concern for the surrounding governors, Samaria, all this and whatnot. So he already had that going against him. He took the third wave of exiles, of Jewish exiles, with him back to Jerusalem. And you would think that they would be thankful, praising God to go back to Jerusalem, back to the promised land, right? Yeah. No, there was a lot of disunity and, backstabbing is the best way you could put it, And so he had that going on within his own camp. He had the outside people against him, and then he had to please the king, right? So he's got all this stuff going on around him. But Nehemiah was a man of great faith and kept God's word in his heart and obeyed the Lord. And he was, defensively wise. He was very, very keen. He led by personal example. And needless to say, he demonstrated a lot of courage in spite of all this negativity coming at him. And, like I said, Nehemiah had held the word, or put God's word into his heart, and held on to that word. And he found that it was indescribable joy, actually, to have such great faith in the Lord, and the Lord would give him strength. And you'll see this at the end of the verse here.
Even though he had so many people against him.
He had so many people against him, as we would say, in the flesh. And
putting on that armor of God we've talked about.
Exactly. So, Nehemiah, chapter 6, verse 8. Hear now the word of the Lord. Nehemiah wrote, "Then I sent to him, saying," oh, 1 second, I got to put this also in context before I go any further. Like Sanballat, who was the governor of Samaria at the time, and other governors were sending messages to him. To Nehemiah.
Okay.
Like 4 or 5 times. And Nehemiah's like, "Hey, we're doing well here. We're building the wall. Okay. We're making ground, progress. Basically, I'm too busy to meet with you."
Right. Leave me be.
And the other governors were like, they started these rumors that, there's people against you that are in your camp, and also that the king of Persia at that time is going to be mad and come in and get him, right? In that.
So they were saying things that kind of throw him off track.
Throwing everything off track, right.
Okay.
Spreading rumors, basically. So, forgive me. So, 4, starting in verse 8, hear now the word of the Lord. Then I sent to him, saying, no such things as you say have been done, for you are inventing them out of your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
For they all wanted to frighten us, thinking their hands will drop from the work and it will not be done. But now, O God, strengthen my hands. So saith the word of the Lord.
Amen.
So he's talking about they all wanted to frighten them, intimidate them.
Scare them away.
Right.
Make them stop for fear. They were bullying him.
Yeah. In today's terms. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much. Something that many people can probably relate to. And rumors.
I'm going to grab her food quick.
Yeah, sure. Rumors, gossip, but they're all tools to be used to intimidate, to infuriate, and to falsely substantiate a non-reality. That's quite the line, right? Quite the sentence. It's used to intimidate, infuriate, and to create or substantiate, create a non-reality. So what rumors and gossip does, it basically tears us apart. Rumors are carried out, as I read today and been studying this subject so far. Said that rumors are carried out by envious haters, spread by fools, and believed by idiots.
Those are pretty harsh words.
They're harsh words. They really are.
But, you know, if the shoe fits, as I always say. Hey, I mean, I suppose it's a harsh word if you're being called it, but it wouldn't feel like a harsh word if it didn't apply to you.
Right.
So,
right. Some people may have taken offense at that.
If the shoe fits, then you might.
Well, words are powerful.
Words are very powerful.
The Bible tells us that we will be condemned by our words, okay?
Well, look, our words get us in trouble all the time.
Well, churches split over words, over rumors, over gossip. Causes injury, right? It builds walls. You want to talk about walls, it builds walls between relationships.
Right. Between bodies of people. Yeah, and I think that there's, to your point, I mean, there's good words, right? And there's bad words, right? We teach our kids that when they're 6 years old, right? These are the bad words. You don't say them. And they usually focus around swear words and things like that, right?
Yeah.
But now, you know, as you become an adult or as you probably experience bullying or being, singled out or I don't want to say the word attack necessarily, you know what I mean? But intimidated. You start to realize that words that maybe out of a different context don't mean anything.
Right.
But it's how you, right? And
voice
what
inflection.
our parents always say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
So sometimes the words, depending on how they're said, in the context that they're said, and the emotion that they're said, mean something completely different than if you'd said it in a totally different way to somebody.
Well,
right?
Yeah, rumors are dangerous. They spread like wildfire, right?
Yeah.
People just love to grab hold of them. And now we have social media to help. So social media gets blamed, right?
It gets blamed because it's a scapegoat. Social media is an excuse, really. Oh, I didn't say it. I just shared it. I didn't say it. I shared
Social media itself is a platform and a medium, right?
Right. It's just like the telephone. We used to gossip about each other on the telephone.
It's people
right.
who start the rumors, not social media.
It's not social media.
It's another platform, another mode of communication, like you say, just like on the party lines and the phones, right?
You know, but it's easier, like everything else, right, to go along with the crowd, and maybe you don't spread the rumor, but you certainly don't squash it, which in my opinion is just as bad as spreading the rumor. So if you go along with it, but it takes a lot of courage, to your point of the subject of the story. He could have backed off and been intimidated and said, oh, you're right, all these people are talking about me, I'm going to go away, or I'm not going to do what God told me to do, whatever. That's easy, and most all of us take that road.
Well,
right?
Yeah, I mean, what jumped out at me about this story is, depending on the version, what Bible version that you have, for they all wanted to intimidate us is also written in different versions of the Bible, and that piece jumped out at me because maybe I'm just not intimidated so easily by rumors myself personally. But reading this story, I'm like, ooh, not only rumors are bearing false witness against someone, it's also can be used as a weapon for false witness and intimidate you.
Well, I mean, we said at the beginning of this discussion that it wasn't a political show, but let's just say, look at what's happening in our world of politics right now, and rumors and people saying things that are untrue about other people. Doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on.
Right.
Has damaged people's lives, damaged people's jobs, damaged people's families.
Well, it's going to tear us apart too, just like the Bible says it.
And it builds walls and tears people apart. It doesn't take one person to divide a nation. or a culture or a church. But it takes one person to say, that's not true. That's not true. And that's not true. And calling a spade, and standing up with the courage to say, that's not true what you're saying. And like stopping it in its tracks, right? That takes a lot of courage because it's easier to just go, ha 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 ha, yeah, you're right. Maybe you're not going to say that rumor anywhere when you leave that little circle, but the fact that you didn't discount it when you had the opportunity is just as bad as spreading the rumor.
Just as guilty.
You're guilty. You're supporting it.
You are.
Because you're not defending it, And so God smiles down on these people who come to his side and say, no, that's not true. He's not doing that. He's doing this. Those are the people that God's going to smile on because they're the ones who are exhibiting the courage that he tells us to have, to be righteous.
Rumors, gossip, it's a sin. Call it for what it is, right?
It's just, it goes that, love your neighbor. Well, how are you going to love your neighbor if you're gossiping about them?
So be it.
And especially worse if you're talking about somebody or situation or somebody's life or whatever, and you don't even know that person.
Yeah.
100 times worse. To me, 100 times more sinful. Because you don't even know that person. You don't even know. Look, we're all guilty. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
I am not. But I've learned in my 50 plus years of life, having dished it out, been on the receiving end of it, you know how it feels, right?
Sure.
And so when you try and walk in a different set of shoes, when you try and follow an example that's been put forth for us, you didn't see Jesus hanging around gossiping.
Well, exactly.
He wasn't doing it. He didn't join in on the gossip party.
It's back to the cause. What's the cause? Well, you hear about idle hands, right? Or people wanting to seem important, or people that want to have an agenda for their own whatever career, right? I know that's about work, for their own church, maybe. I don't know. And personal dislike. There might be a severe dislike just because you show up. I mean, Nehemiah showed up. Boom. Didn't matter Nehemiah himself. It's just the person that was showing up in that position at that time.
Yeah, it's like Jesus.
It goes around and around. And what's the cause? Well, yeah, just got to show up sometimes. Goes round and around, and in the center of that is our dislike buddy, however we want to term it, Satan.
Right.
The devil dwells inside of this. And yeah, I came across Psalms 41:6. I thought this was so applicable. And we've also talked about people being in the upper room, letting people in your upper room, letting people know you. Well, you don't have to be so open to everybody, okay?
No.
And this says, Psalms 41:6. They visit me as if they were my friends, but all the while they gather gossip. And when they leave, they spread it everywhere.
Yeah. Right.
So, if you want to read about gossip, rumors, betrayal, a great story right here in Nehemiah, right in chapter 6, and go on to chapter 7 because it's got all that in it. And Psalms is just so great as far as just about anything in life. Just the psalmists have it.
Yeah, that's why I love Psalms, right? But you also mentioned when we started talking about why people spread rumors, and there's tons of reasons, right? Work, promotions. Maybe you're intimidated because somebody has more talent than you. Or maybe you're intimidated because somebody's a better speaker than you. Maybe you're intimidated because you think somebody's more popular than you.
Well,
it doesn't matter. There's no one thing.
We see in the Pauline letters, and Peter talks about this too. The ungodly start rumors. The ungodly start rumors. So if you're starting a rumor, ungodly, it's tough stuff to get on the chin, but
if the shoe fits.
yeah, on the human level, like it says in Luke, do unto others as you would have done unto you.
Mm-hmm.
Treat other people like you would be treated. Respect, right? Having respect for other people. And as you said, Jesus did not launch into the middle of that.
Right. I mean,
he called it out for what it was.
Hey, he could have picked up the stone and started throwing just like everybody else, but he didn't.
He didn't.
And to your point, I think you have to put yourself. I think when you're in that boat, right, you have to put yourself like, if this were me, how would I feel? I think as our natural tendency, we don't do that. We don't stop when we're in the emotional middle of this. Yeah. We don't stop and say, wow, how would I feel if this group of people was saying these things about me? How would I feel? Because if you did stop and ask that question, which I've had to, do that even with my own self, right? It's you realize it's pretty darn hurtful, right? And you realize like, man, that's not gonna feel so good. Look, and I struggle every day with some, people who are really just don't want to be nice to. I just don't want to, but I do. And I recently even went out of my way to be extra nice to somebody who I know talks about me, doesn't know me, doesn't like me because I showed up, doesn't like me because I have courage and I'm not intimidated and I'm not going to be bullied. And I stick up for other people, right? And that's okay. I don't mind. But I purposefully made myself go out of the way when God brought a situation to my door and I had the chance, right, to walk through and demonstrate good, love your neighbor, or I could have not walked through. And I did walk through, and I actually really felt really good about it.
Yeah, the Bible tells us, do not pay evil with evil, right?
Yeah, it's kind of fun, but hi, let's get right to it. Human nature is like, if you're mean to me, I'm gonna be mean back to you. Right. Really put your fist up, But I have to say, I really had to put myself in an uncomfortable place to extend that olive branch, which I'm not sure was received or not, but that wasn't the point. The point was I had this nagging feeling, as you always say, this nagging voice that when the opportunity presented itself, I needed to do that. And I did. And I felt good that I answered the nagging voice. I'm sure it didn't change a damn thing, but that's not the point. That wasn't the reason that I did it. That wasn't the reason I did it. So to your point, sometimes people talk about you just because you show up and you're different. And maybe I was having a conversation with somebody recently about this. There's always going to be haters because that's just evil at work in our world. But it's the credibility that you give to the haters which determines who's getting the power. Is it the good angel or the devil on your shoulder? Because if you give the credit to the haters and let them make you feel bad or whatever, then the devil's winning. If you don't, and you put on your armor of God and you say, it's okay that you're a hater. I'm going to pray for you because clearly you're having some issues.
Obviously, this is one of your favorite subjects.
Like the subject. Could probably talk forever. That's something Kelly Clarkson and I have in common. I think maybe I should have my own talk show. But anyways, but you know what I said, sometimes people talk about you or they hate on you or whatever, separate from the evil component because they're lacking stuff. They're lacking that Christ feeling in their own lives. And they know their own weaknesses, right? But they don't necessarily, they don't know how, or they're not ready to walk a different road.
Sometimes they need to be
shaken,
emotionally shaken and say, hey, that's not cool. Only God knows what's in your heart.
Right.
And what the truth is. So,
and that's when standing up in that group and having that courage shakes that foundation of evil, and you might make a change to somebody. You don't know.
let's pray.
All right.
Dear Lord, thank you for the lessons that are taught through your word, dear Lord. The knowledge that is shared and the truths. For Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Lord, love does no harm. And you know what's in our heart, dear Lord. I pray that as we go forward, that we pay attention to these little things, these slings and arrows, the seemingly harmful, or the seemingly little things and rumors, that we are godly enough and follow Christ's example. We call it out or walk away from it, dear Lord. Pray this in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
So we will be having our Sunday service for those in our area October 13th, not this Sunday, but October 13th, 5 o'clock at the Harriet School. We're switching to the Harriet School.
For the winter.
For the winter, spring, foreseeable fall in the future. And then we will be back here Wednesday, October 16th at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday night. Get back on our Wednesday nights again. And so I will put all this up on Facebook. And thank you. Thank you for joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. And we hope that you have a fantastic week. And we will be back soon.
Like a bad habit.
Take care. You don't see any comments that come up on your phone or anything at all, or?
Bill said hi. He always does, though. My phone kept getting stuck, but there were 6 people watching, but I couldn't see who they were.